Harry.
Seinfuck.
Listen, Nancy Reagan knew that Rock Hudson was gay because Rock Hudson was the only actor on the MGM lot that wouldn't be.
That she wouldn't blow, yeah.
No, he wouldn't let her blow him.
That's pretty funny.
Yes.
That's pretty funny that he's actually found out.
I mean, that's a more complicated conversation about Nancy Reagan and her abandonment of the gay community, as well as her husband doing it as well.
But she was a conservative. I don't see how this was ever going to be like anything else.
I don't know how conservative sucking dick on the MGM lot is, but you know what?
Was it behind at least a curtain?
I don't actually
Not in public.
know.
It's conservative.
No, she had full studio lighting.
She had full, so she's shooting porn, is what you're saying.
This is how Malcolm gets his endorsements. I always wondered how he secured the Kamala bag. Now we know.
Yeah, no, I'm just sorry. Speaking of presidents, I don't know if you saw this, but like apparently on Twitter, Tucker Carlson, who has the Twitter show, is interviewing a man who claimed to have had sex with Barack Obama in 1997.
They were doing that in like 2007.
Evergreen content, as it turns out, to assume Barack is gay because the way he looks. Nothing else. He's kind of a fucking nerd, I guess. He could be gay.
Yeah, he's just a fucking legal scholar. I don't know. There's hard to get out of law school without looking gay if you're not like a hardcore conservative.
He's like Black Abe Lincoln. Everyone's just like that man.
I don't know if that guy does it regularly, but that man can suck a dick. We know.
Well,
we
Robert,
know.
It's not like Barack Obama was president. He hasn't been president for 8 years. All right, that's a full presidential term. That's that's a full 2-term president. Here's the other thing: he's also not the first president to have or have not had gay sex, right? Like I think
100%.
Abraham Lincoln, is probably bi. He was a bi president.
What are you about to say about one of the greatest American presidents of all time?
I'm just saying.
Are you about to say that one of my favorite presidents has smoked pole?
Yeah.
I don't know which is your favorite president. I'm almost afraid to ask.
Yeah. So, but I mean, the big one is, right? We can all agree now that the first gay president in U.S. history
we just hear the furious typing by Malcolm in the background. Gay president, help me, help me, Google.
Was James Buchanan.
Yeah, Buchanan was canonically gay.
He canonically, most non-canonically.
It's absolutely true.
In the canon.
The presidential canon. There are certain accepted truths.
Because apparently his better half was a man named William Rufus King, who Andrew Jackson, former President Andrew Jackson, would call King Miss Nancy, and the Postmaster General would refer to as Buchanan's Aunt Fancy, which I guess was a slur back in the day.
That does sound like a slur.
That's not even a cool slur. Like, you can't even bring that one back.
Yeah, I mean, they don't make slurs like they used to.
They don't. It's so funny. I was reading this post and someone was just like, I had a dream. In my dream, I was talking to a very racist Twitter mutual who described the new Avengers film as a ziohazard. And I Googled it when I woke up, and there are 0 instances of the use of the word. So a new slur came to me in my dream.
I don't know if this is going to get kept in, but a new slur came to me in my dream.
I just saw the post.
It's one of the funniest things I've heard in a while. It's like, we've got all the muses. There's the 7 muses in Greek mythology. What is the muse of racism?
You're asking who like the modern CEO of racism is? There's a few good ones you could pick. I mean, Elon Musk is like pretty transparently dog whistling the classic alt-right.
Listen, I don't get it. Why everyone's shocked by this. He is from South Africa, the place where people were like, you know what? America's not racist enough for me, so I'm going to the source.
I'm going to the source of racism.
The Boers were crazy. You know what's crazy about Boers is they'll tell you that like they were like surrounded by. Anyway, I'm not even going to get into this. Just like
we have to talk about more gay presidents.
Absolutely. Who do you think That's not James Buchanan, was most likely to be a homosexual.
I'm surprised. I assume that there's probably a gay porn that's like the founding fathers all fucking each other, right?
What was, speaking
the
of, there
fucking
was
fathers?
that.
The
I
fucking
remember,
fathers.
100%. It was the fucking fathers. But I remember there was this one Twitter artist that I followed like a long time ago.
Well, how does this lead into the
No.
conversation? and why do you
Okay. There
follow?
was this one Twitter follow I followed like long time, and half of her like drawn painted work was her just painting herself fucking presidents.
Like pegging them? Or?
No, just like having sex with them.
It's been a rough one. I've worked a 12-hour shift. Okay, the wheels start falling off around 9.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the wheels started falling off on your last car as well.
That's no, yeah. Your
That's true.
what would you call your car? The ravioli or
The
something?
ravioli, yes.
It was the ravioli.
It was a RAV4, so we called it the ravioli.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
because you could pack it with any stuffing, and it was still delicious until it stopped fucking shifting up, and then it was just so fucking delicious. And I spent $1,000 before I called it quits. They sent me the estimate back on this fucking thing, and I had done such a number on this fucking car that it would not reverse any longer. I had completely destroyed the head gasket. The fucking transmission fluid was leaking all over the fucking pavement when I was driving it around. So I left a snail trail around my entire apartment complex. And I got the estimate back. They felt so bad for me that they didn't even fucking charge me for doing the inspection. They were literally just like, it's going to be $8,000. The blue book value of this car is like 2. So
yeah.
And so I stayed at home for an entire week, and I was like, well, I'm going to lose my job if I don't get a new car. So I did what every American with sense did, put myself in debt. They sat down with me at the table, and they said, well, you don't have bad credit. You have no credit. No one's ever you or done anything crazy with your credit. So that's a positive. But at the same time, you got jack shit. You have fuck all. And I was like, that's crazy. And they're taking me to the they were taking me for the paperwork, and the fucking guy I was dealing with was like, hey, you know what they say about getting a new car? In my moment, just like a 0.5 second response time, where in my head I say, you have said this to so many people that it's no longer funny to you, and you persist in doing it. I don't understand. But I still said, what do they say? And he said, comes with a new girlfriend, and they're just as expensive as each other.
Oh God!
Oh, and how everyone north of 40 laughed.
Yeah, everyone
north of 40. Everyone in Canada, uproarious laughter.
Not geographically, you fucking dullard. I've been making this observation, by the way, Robert.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I already told you this, but you and your brother remind me a lot of the Crane siblings from Frasier.
Niles.
Which one do you think you are?
Oh God, I don't think I'm. I don't think I'm fucking.
I don't think I'm Niles. I don't think I'm Niles.
I don't want to be Niles. But I think that's probably closer.
We should talk about the wedding. We should talk about.
I guess. Yeah, my sister's wedding was
a very Seinfuck congratulations to Robert's sister and her lovely new husband. We wish them the world.
I think I'm gonna say to wish them the worst. They're like, Harper.
Yeah, I saved it.
Yeah, you just saved it at the end. You're like, I wish them nothing but
the world.
Yeah,
that's a good
the World Wide Web.
Yes.
The wonderful things that are sure to come.
They
were
with
wonderful.
Married life.
They let us crash their wedding, which was super nice.
Yes.
That was fun. Like all the Seinfuck boys were at the wedding. Even Sasha, he cut a goddamn rug on the dance floor.
He did.
You and like Malcolm and like you all kind of danced. I was like busy, like almost passing out because I didn't drink water all day. But you guys were having a great time.
Oh yeah. Well, one thing I didn't realize, this was something I found out at the wedding, is that people really get on the ground for rock lobster.
100%.
They love the B-52s in San Diego. They must.
Yeah, but I didn't realize. Yeah, how much? Like for you being like, 100%. It's like that was not my response before the wedding. I mean, you're like everyone gets on the ground for the rock lobster. I'm like, no one. I know people like do like almost like I don't know, a shimmy down. Like, but we were like on the ground, like and just shaking our legs, like on our backs as I I want to say one thing is, producer Sasha and Harper, I guess even myself a bit, we're in the background of a lot of photos doing wild stuff.
We didn't mean to. We had the bar open very early. And we took full advantage because we had been sitting in the sun.
Sasha kept on trying to hand my dad shots.
He did?
No one stopped him. It was so great. He took some of those.
He took like one, but then I'm like, I was like, no offense to Sasha at this point, but I'm standing there. I'm having a good moment with my dad. We're just hanging out at like one of those high tops, like near the dance floor, kind of looking out, having a little chat. And Sasha like stomps over towards us with a tequila shot in both hands. Hands one to me, hands one to my dad. And I'm just like, oh, fucking Christ. So I take the lime, I shoot it.
Dude.
My dad takes a small sip and he's like, nah. And he fucking throws it into an abandoned drink nearby.
Damn.
My dad is cold.
No, dude, I love partying with Sasha though. Sasha's a party animal. We gotta do it again sometime.
He was on point. I felt like I was brought in. Sasha really took the star. We were brought in, to really bring energy to the party.
Oh, are you saying that my 80-year-old grandma and all my other relatives who are like in their 60s and 50s really didn't bring the party?
No, Robert, I'm saying do a spin.
Yeah, do a spin.
Do a spin, Robert.
That was
go.
Spin.
You guys made my dad do a spin before
we made
his
the bride do a spin.
very good speech about he's giving his daughter away to this.
He did a spin and then he got an applause break. All right,
he did get an applause break.
For that.
So for people who weren't at this wedding, which is almost everyone listening,
probably.
There was a bit at the beginning of the wedding in which there was a bridesmaid who kind of impromptu did a little twirl. She did a little twirl.
Yeah. It was when they were announcing the wedding
Sasha
party. Yeah, we're
Sasha
announcing the wedding party, and like the DJ Lewis would call out the name, and they would go in. I was part of the wedding party because obviously it's my sister getting married, and I introduced her husband to her. And so everyone's going on and people start doing like tiny spins after it. And then Malcolm, Sasha, and Harper really pick up on it and just start telling everyone to do a spin. Anyone who has the mic or anyone involved, they're like, do a spin.
We were very intoxicated.
You made my dad, a 61-year-old man.
Your dad, listen, you're talking about your dad as if he's not a buff surfer. Like
he's a silver fox. So you're going to tell me you can't do a spin or something?
Your dad could be the lead of an NCIS spinoff, all right?
100%. 1,000,000%. He could be like a retired admiral.
Yeah.
You know what? So write that down. But yeah, no, the wedding was really great. It was very interesting to see everyone there, and we had a great time. I was incredibly stressed throughout the entire process because I helped set up and everything like that. But I ended up having a great time.
Yeah, part 2 was without Robert because he remained high and clean. And we commend him for his brotherly duty. But there's a point of the night where I got into an Uber with Sasha and Malcolm that I can no longer recall. And I forget what exactly happened.
Well, we were going after the wedding, so we're partying. Like
despite the open bar, it was a fairly early last call, I will say.
But you know what? It's probably for the best because even though it was an early last call,
the ceremony was at 5 and the bar opened at 5:30.
Okay, so yeah, I was surprised by the fact that I wasn't hungover the next day.
Really?
I wasn't really.
Now you just need to smoke cigars when you drink. You won't wake up with a hangover.
So I was gonna say that what happened afterwards is we're all doing it. It's the part, it's wrapping up, and we're like, we gotta still keep going. So Sasha and Harper are like, well, the one thing happened was Sasha and I were walking around all in San Diego, the gas lamp district. And we noticed that there's like a lot of cigar bars, like places where like you get your cigar, but it looks like a bar. And I've never seen that. That's not a thing in Vancouver. I've never smoked a cigar before.
Really?
Yeah, I don't really like smoking anything. I'm not very good at it, as Harper may or may not remember. But
you taking little bird hits of it. It was so funny. I'm telling you, you gotta smack it. You gotta smack it. You know, you gotta smack.
That's what you do when you're trying to get it like a consistent burn. You do the little pop.
Yeah, but I did that for almost a full cigar. Just the little.
So you wasted pretty much an entire cigar.
Yeah, but the thing that, so we go there, but we're all in suits. We go to this random cigar place because we go to one that Sasha like has got the Uber to go take us to, and it's closed. It's also in the middle of nowhere. Like it's not near our hotel.
You guys like walked through downtown to get
No. So we don't know. So we're gonna call another Uber. I think we just Googled another cigar place and then just
Did we get another Uber, brother? I don't remember taking two.
We were in two Ubers. We went from the one to the one cigar place that was closed and then waited for another Uber to take us to like the gas lamp district. What I remember is, I'm like feeling pretty buzzed. I was a little drunk. We're going in. The first look is that these waitresses and everyone in the bar is like, why are these guys in suits? Because we're all in suits.
Yeah, we looked like Reservoir Dogs, except for Sasha, who wore a bow tie.
Yeah, Sasha, who wore a bow tie, but then it kept falling off. Did he ever fix his bow tie?
A clip-on bow tie?
No, it was a full-on tied bow tie. I kept on like
see it fall off.
My favorite thing is, so Sasha, like, he loves wearing bow ties when he dresses up. And he went when we were in the hotel, and he was just like, "Oh damn, I can't find my favorite bow tie, which is the bow tie he wore at the wedding." And he was like, "I don't know where it is. I can't find it." And then he's like going through his pockets of his blazer, and he goes, "Oh, there it is." He pulls it out, pulls out the bow tie that he like lost, I guess, from a previous wedding. But he was like,
it was just a completely different bow tie.
Well, he had another bow tie, and then I'm pretty confident he found a third bow tie in his luggage at some point.
Yeah, I don't know. My entire family loves formal wear. So when any excuse, not saying that my sister's wedding is an excuse, obviously.
No. It's also, I'll be honest, I'm also very tall, and sometimes it's hard to find a tie that like is long enough for my body. Yeah.
Did I tell you about going to Macy's this last trip around when I was going to Macy's with my dad? So my dad and my brother needed some white button-up shirts, and they went to Macy's because, why else? At like one of the nicer malls there in San Diego. And what I didn't know was that Shaquille O'Neal has like a deal with Macy's where he has his own big and tall section at the Macy's. And so I'm there, I'm shopping for like button-ups with my dad and my brother, and we're just walking around, and I'm like going through these, walking past the shoe section. I'm just see these sweatpants, and these sweatpants are taller than I am. Like they are the tallest, longest sweatpants I've ever seen in my entire life. And I'm just like, what the fuck? And I grab it, and I put it up to and it goes from my neck, it goes all the way down and starts to drag on the floor. And then I turn, and then there's just a giant cardboard cutout of Shaquille O'Neal right next to me. And I'm like, what the fuck? No one, when I say big and tall, like Malcolm, you can understand, like, oh yeah, this is a store that I'd want to go to. Not when the fucking sweatpants are taller than me. I'm not a short man, but I don't know why Shaq gets his own goddamn section in a Macy's in San Diego.
That's kind of wild because as a tall person, I bought like joggers from a store online called American Tall because most joggers aren't long enough for my legs. I can't even imagine who that is for and how they would end up at that mall at that time. I don't know. You're looking for Shaq or someone who's at least 7'3".
It was and it was like a section in the store. All of them were basically the same size. Like some of them were slightly shorter, but they're all like Shaq size clothes, and they took up like a small house's worth of retail space.
Let me crush this for you and why you think it's so interesting, because it's not interesting at all. San Diego is home to a disproportionate amount of tall people. I think you'll find if you do a smattering of research. that the height
Am I gonna
diversity
Google
sorry, that's my
average
reminder
height
to take my
in?
pills. Yeah, if you Google average height in San Diego, you'll find some very interesting data. The average height in San Diego is 6'6".
That is not true.
That's true.
Thanks, Tom. That's true. Look it up. It's true.
It's true. But yeah, but to go back to like the cigar bar, because we didn't finish that story. Yeah, we go in and then they're like, and they already kind of pissed at us because we're like,
you're drunk. You're drunk. You're walking into.
Yeah, we're drunk. And when Sasha walks up and he goes to like the bartender, who's an actual bartender, it's not like, someone who's like, oh, we'll cut the cigars and whatever. They're just like a bartender. He goes, can we get 3 cigars? And the woman looks at Sasha and goes, go to the room. Like, go into this room.
Take them out yourself. The thing we do at this bar.
Yeah, you pick it up ourselves. I'm like, at this point, I'm like, I don't even know where to begin. So I look to Harper and to Sasha to be like, all right, you pick a cigar for me. They picked me a cigar. I think it's called the Knuckle Buster is what I ended up smoking.
Okay.
It was something like that.
Like, cigars are gay enough. I mean,
as gay as your presidents.
Yeah, exactly. You don't need to smoke one called the Knuckle Buster.
So yeah, we set the bar. We're kind of smoking. I think at some point some guy comes up and and he just like he asks like, why are you in suits? And all I am doing, just what I remember, is I just keep going and being like, I'm a sports reporter. Like I just go, I'm a sports
lying.
reporter.
What you're doing is lying.
Well, in my defense, I'm wearing like a blazer that doesn't match my trousers because it's like, that look. I got the sports jacket. So I just kept thinking that. So I guess it got to a point where the one guy was just like, whoa. Like he was just like, whoa, man. like I'm just, no trouble here. And I just laugh. And I only know that I did this is because Sasha somehow filmed that moment of this interaction.
Yeah, Sasha's a ninja with the camera.
Yeah, Sasha was smart enough to record a lot of this. Otherwise, it would have been lost to time.
Oh yeah, and then he also had me recording as we were doing the cigar, as I was smoking the cigar, to do the driving cigar man from I Think You Should Leave. I kept doing that.
The little
where I was on the side, I'm going like.
It was funny as fuck.
But it was a fun time. And then we go, after that, Sasha, Harper, and I get some shawarma.
I wish I could tell you what the shawarma tasted like. It was probably pretty good.
Yeah, but because here's the question I have. So we go back to the hotel, and then you charge your phone for a few minutes, and then you, Harper, disappear into the night. And I wanted to know, did you make it back to your hotel okay? Obviously, we're having this recording. But there was a mystery of like what happened to Harper between when he left the hotel and when he got on his flight the next day.
Well, you guys pussied out on me at like 11 o'clock. So I went back to the bar.
In fairness, our producer, Sasha, has a very early bedtime of 9:30 usually.
Yes, every night.
So you guys pussied out at me at like 11, and I went back to the bar.
It had to have been later than 11.
No way. It was definitely not 11. I think it was like 1 or 1:30 at that point.
So wait. So you went back to the bar after you left these guys at the hotel?
Yeah, I found it somehow. I retraced my steps. There was a lot of angry club goers who didn't understand my presence on their street. But
you also were dressed like a car dealership owner.
I looked like a pro wrestling manager or something.
Oh yeah. That's probably a better descriptor.
Thomas the Tank Engine ass character walking around on the streets of San Diego.
No, you're not. No offense. There's not wholesome enough. There's
I'm like an evil conductor.
You were missing a scarf and like 2 fistful of rings from being like a boxing manager. That's what you had the energy of.
We should have gotten you a really big like flat brimmed hat that was just super round, and then like a scarf. You're just someone who's like in parking garages.
Like a mortician, yeah.
Yeah, he's the best. He's the best. My boy can take any hit possible. Any hit you throw at him.
And the Uber I got was really weird. Like he's a very soft spoken guy. But he's like, so what are you out here for? And I was like, I'm here for a wedding. He's like, oh, do you like weddings? What do you feel about
No,
weddings?
what you asked?
And I'm like, what? He's like, how do you feel about weddings? And I was like, I'm not sure how to answer that question. How do you feel about weddings? How is anyone supposed to answer that? He's just like, I was just asking. I was like,
This-
well, I feel like the institution somewhat been run down, as all institutions have over the last half century, and it doesn't mean as much as it used to. But then again, it's been supplanted by monetary worth in today's society. And do you like
You're just
sports?
giving a very political answer.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, I'm a big Clippers fan, and that's when I shut down and started pretending to know what he was talking about. The wedding was great. I woke up at 7 o'clock because California has this abominable policy about running energy in their shit motels, like the one I stayed in.
Mhm.
They have to have a radio activated fucking key card slot in the wall where you put one of your room keys and then the electricity turns on. They have a wall mounted AC unit. Did any you guys have a wall mounted AC unit?
Well, I stay with my brother, so no.
No, I'm gonna be honest. So we were hanging out the next day, chilling in your brother's pool. Your brother, a pretty cool guy, and I with a lot of pets, like a lot more like pets. Like I remember being at his place and then going like, "Oh, I met all the pets," and then like another cat appeared. I was like, "What? Where did this cat?"
Yeah, there's 2 cats, 2 dogs, and I love his I love his pets. Yeah.
But I remember it being warm. Like it was like San Diego was warm, and like your brother's apartment's not like not cool, and just like your whole family was like your mom was like under a blanket, and your brother and his wife were like in jammies, like on the couch, also with a blanket. I think your sister-in-law Robert was like in a blanket as well, and I just was sitting there. I'm like standing there. I'm like, oh my god, I'm so hot. I'm sweating. How are they? How are they so comfortable?
It was like 78 was the warmest it got that day, I think.
You know it's fucked up. No, Malcolm was right. It was hot. I was at the rental car place trying to get a fucking a cheap rental car, but I had to wear a suit jacket because I couldn't put it in the backpack carry-on. Right?
Mhm.
I wore a suit jacket to and from San Diego, and I looked like an absolute Riri fucking doing it. Just a tardigrade walking around with the fucking. Anyway, so I'm in
you
line.
promised you were going to tell me about what the fuck the deal with the rental car was. What's speak? What happened?
So this line is Titanic. It's massive, and I got in line right when I got off the fucking plane, and I'm approached by some nondescript foreign characters that have a nondescript accent. I will try to mask when I duplicate their speech.
Mhm.
I tell them
that is getting cut. That is getting cut.
I tell them, oh, well, I've been out here for just about 15 minutes, but this is a pretty long line. I'll be like, oh, I'm trying to keep my cool and not laugh. They were right. The line was, and I was staring down the barrel of the line, and I thought about leaving, but I was like, no, I need the rental car because I'll be damned if I take an Uber all over San Diego. And wouldn't you know
there
it?
for like a day.
These nondescript foreign characters had their kids running around the entire time. They would bump into me frequently while I stood in line for 3 hours for a rental car. I get to the front of the line, and they're just like, well, you don't have a credit card, so we're going to have to ding your credit and put a $500 deposit down.
Jesus.
And I looked at the guy, and I was just like, how about you go kick rocks, dude? And he was just like, well, what kind of shirt you wear? It's like a Gojira band t-shirt. I was like, what? He's like, you like Gojira? I was like, yeah. He's like, you part of the band? I was like, no.
Are you part of the band?
Are you part of the band?
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, I just imagine that. I just love that idea of just like you're seeing a band t-shirt you kind of recognize. You're like, oh man, I love that band. You must be in it, right?
Yeah. This is so
I think this guy.
No, I'm not.
He's got $20 to spare for concert merch. He obviously is part of the band. I'm nondescript in a lot of ways. I mean, I've been called like a potential serial killer just because I look very vanilla. But I did have a girl who's just like, you know what? I could probably tell someone that you look like, or that you're a member of the Chainsmokers, and they'd believe me. I'm like, what the fuck does that mean?
There's
What
only
does
two
that
people.
mean?
There's only 2 people in the Chainsmokers.
Exactly.
It seems like something she pulled off of the internet.
Speaking of drinking and parties, I was at a friend's birthday party yesterday. The cocktails were flowing. I was everybody went home or got sick, so it's just me and one other guy that was invited. And he looks at me and he gets close and he's just like, "How do you feel as a circumcised male being on the same level as a generally castrated person from the Emirates. And I was like, huh? What do you mean? He's just like,
What
you've
does
been
that
generally
mean?
mutilated, bro. They took away your ability to feel pleasure in your dickhead. And I was like, this is an insane conversation to just start. So I start laughing because
Does
that's
he get really
hilarious.
angry?
No, and he's just like, you laugh now, bro, but I've been stretching my dick skin over my head, and ever since then, I have been stroking it, and it is phenomenal. The bitches feel every inch of it, and they're so.
I'm sorry. I don't think girls care if you're circumcised.
I can't believe. Yeah, that's also a very cocky thing. Like, I believe. Like, I was like, does this guy actually say it? And then when it goes, the bitches feel every inch of it, I'm like, this guy said this to you for real.
No,
Absolutely.
that's the truth.
No irony.
he's just like talking about how he stretches his foreskin over his dickhead. I'm just like, you can't get it back,
Wait,
dude.
he's trying to reclaim his foreskin.
I was like, so what? You've been jelking your cock? He's like, I've been jelking too. I've been jelking too, because he knows what it is. Obviously,
I was just thinking today. I was like, we got to make jelking illegal. Like, we got to stop this.
Stop these monsters.
We have to stop it at the root.
You've got to fight for those inches.
It's really cutting into our tourism dollars. The jelking. Malcolm, you're circumcised?
I am, sir.
Damn.
We are all circed here. Sasha's not circed.
Sasha isn't?
Sasha is an uncut brethren.
Sasha.
Why do I know that? I don't know.
Yeah.
Why are you asking so many questions?
Sasha, can you just confirm whether or not you're circumcised? Thank you.
Uncut.
Oh, actually, no. Can you also confirm whether or not you feel more pleasure in your penis head?
You bet your bottom dollar.
Yeah, further, Sasha,
thanks,
could
buddy.
you also confirm whether or not you have phimosis? Thank you.
Oh, hail to the nana.
Thank you. Yes.
Oh, what is that?
Sure
What
is.
is?
You want to Google phimosis? Go ahead, be my guest.
So Gujira.
Yeah. And I tell him no. He's like, oh, get out of line.
You're not
So I
a
left
member of Gojira, and so he's like, get the fuck out of the line.
Yeah, I left the fucking rent a car. I fucking got an Uber.
I'm
The
sorry.
wedding was in like a half hour.
And I'm just like, is he gonna be able to make it? And I guess you just like lifted directly to the fucking venue from the airport.
Yeah, it gave me a good excuse to start drinking.
Yeah.
He's
We
reading
were
the
waiting
definition.
for that bomb to
Oh
drop.
no!
I gotta say, we're on camera right now, and the red tone Malcolm's background just took.
He starts screaming and his face turns red.
The flesh-colored tone.
Oh Jesus Christ! Oh
Yeah, the
my
whole
God!
setup is to
And this
get,
is I'm just looking at the photos that's on the Wikipedia page. Like, my God!
the wiki how for how to get rid of phimosis.
God, you know what? Thank you. I'm going to thank my parents for circumcising me. I'm going to thank them.
Yeah.
You know, I don't have to deal with that horror in my life. Do you want to hear something that's kind of funny that just happened today?
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen this, but a Delta Airlines Airbus A350 going from Atlanta to Barcelona had to turn around early into the flight because and this is real. There's actual video footage. I can share the footage. A man had such bad diarrhea that he shit all along the carpeted area until he got into the bathroom. It was so bad that the pilot had to radio in and be like, it's a biohazard issue is taking place on the flight. We have to turn around.
I want to know, was it the front or the back bathroom? Because if he was going to the front bathroom, doesn't that mean like everyone had to
It doesn't
walk?
matter.
Everyone had to walk through his shit to get off the plane.
The videos are horrific. It is
For this guy.
Yeah, it is fully stained. This is a fully stained. Imagine you think you're going to Barcelona, you're going to have a great time, and instead a man just shits.
Just unleashes his bowels.
Yeah, I'll send it. I'll put it in the Discord. You can see the aftermath.
Oh, I love the like paper towels someone put on the ground.
Yeah, apparently once they returned and somehow got everyone off the plane, which is, I don't know, like that's the one that got to be the worst part is like there's shit on the little aisle and then you're in the seat, and you're like, to get off the plane, I have to step on the shit. Like you can't avoid it.
How do you get it? Like, were you just not wearing pants? Was he not wearing underwear? Like, I don't understand how it got all over there.
Frankly, I'm surprised it wasn't Spirit. You guys been on a Spirit flight?
I mean,
no, but I heard Delta is like, it's because this is a Delta flight. I heard that's like basically like just a half a degree off from Spirit. Am I wrong?
It's slightly better, yes, slightly. They have, I think they still have the TV screens in the back when you have Delta. You don't get that at all in Spirit. Spirit is just a fucking Airbus. I took a Spirit from fucking Nevada to San Diego, right? They seated me next to a Christian youth activist who was telling me about the increased schizophrenia that's developing as a result of marijuana legalization.
But you know what? There's an argument to be made that in America, you should be forced to get passports and have to leave the country once. If you have like batshit insane things like that, if you're like,
it reminds me of a story I had when I was working at restaurants, and I was with my buddy Ryan, and we went to In-N-Out at like 1 a.m. just trying to, because we had worked basically from like all day. We were like 8 a.m. to like mid 12:30, and we're trying to get to In-N-Out and give something and then go fucking home to pass out. And there's this absolutely insane woman working security at the In-N-Out. Me in my delirious state thought it was the funniest thing in the world that she was literally trying to convince me and my buddy that ASU, Arizona State University, was a cover for a evil cabal. No, it's like she was talking about, like, because you know the mascot for ASU are the Sun Devils.
Sun Devils, yeah.
And she was just like, I can't believe I've never saw it before. And I was talking to my pastor, and he was informing me all these things. And my friend Ryan is the most miserable I've ever seen him. And I'm just like, really? Tell me more. I was a bad friend.
She's like unveiling an eyes wide shut conspiracy theory before your eyes. And
I'm just like, yes, tell me more.
He's like, please, for fuck's sake. I just want to go home. Yeah, there was someone sundowning in fucking California when me and Robert went to Disneyland one time. She was like, can I take a picture of your guys' shit? And I was like, I think there's some dog feces around the corner. You can
yeah, we're trying to like get her away by just like, I think like if you go around the grass, I saw someone like
I saw dog shit.
I saw a dog. I saw a dog. I don't think the owner picked it up. You should go take a look.
And she was like, she started going off on us immediately when she didn't find the dog shit around the corner. She came back. She's just like, you thought that you could trick me because you're white. And she
was just like, you can't lie to me. I've seen the devil.
Yeah, she starts talking about how she smokes crack in the sewers and how that makes her like able to see the devil. She's like made a deal with him. And I'm just like, oh, the devil, interesting. Go on. And Robert's like, no.
Yeah, it was the opposite of me and my buddy Ryan was at that moment.
I would have loved to hear what that gorilla-looking motherfucker had to say.
I was once at Disneyland, and I convinced someone that I was from Sacramento.
Why?
That's because it was fun.
I was at your wedding.
This is the same fucking thing about you lying about being a sportscaster. There's no reason to lie.
No, I didn't say sportscaster. I said sports journalist. All right, that's a different. That's a different
level. Cheesy suit.
The best day on Twitter was when the book talk thing happened.
Oh yeah, that was pretty good. I'll take this time to ask you, Malcolm. Do you think Logan Cooley's autistic? I've never seen him smile.
I mean, according to the Arizona Coyotes, he's the best prospect in the world.
He's the number one prospect in the world, but that's what might make him autistic as well.
Yeah, like we said in the past, hockey players, they're slowly they're young and they're like full of life, and then the machine beats them down and they beat them down. But I'm looking at a photo of Logan Cooley, and he really looks sad. Like there's a sadness in the eyes.
Every time he's taking his picture. It's not like you can't.
He's not even smiling in the photo when he got drafted. Oh my god.
Yeah, no, he doesn't smile. It's not like hockey players can be like Bierzgalov. Do you think that they put the fucking media contract stuff in their deals because of Ilya Bierzgalov, or was that just like a fucking rare case? He's the guy who was like, he's just game. Why you have to be mad?
Why you have to be mad? Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
Oh, you got to be mad. I'm Ilya Piskilov.
The universe.
I don't think that. I feel like if you're trying to do an impression of somebody, if you say his name, it sort of undermines it.
Look at me, I'm Ilya Piskilov. Well, you have to be mad.
Why
You
you
have to be mad.
Well, you have to be mad. I'm
Get
have
it
to
in
the
Piskilov.
game?
He was a great guy. Like if you're talking about like all-time NHL like quotes, like he's a quote
Personality.
machine. He was a personality.
That one he said about the defenseman was so true. He's just like, you say I'm crazy because I stand in front of net the block shot, but the defenseman crazier. He has to stand in front of shot. So who really crazy? I just stopped from going.
There's 9 quotes
From
from
he's on the Flyers.
for this. No, this is just from a Flyer site, but it's just him quoting like during like random things. Because one of the things is
Well, there's like a bottle that had the image of someone like killing a tiger or something like that on a branded, and he's showing it to someone on HBO's 24/7 coverage, like a physical therapist or something. He's like, "You kill a tiger like this, you're dead. Is illegal. Death penalty in China."
He's saying the label is unrealistic.
Yeah.
my favorite is the next quote, which is critical.
Very into the universe, like what is it? Like how it was created. The solar system is humongous, big, right?
I want to say most of these quotes were of him when he was playing for the Flyers, I believe, and they were like doing an HBO 24/7 coverage of the team, and he happened to be the guy who who just like the cameras kept going to him, and he just kept spitting out gold. And and it's just I love that. Like he's one of those like the one thing they say about hockey players is that like all the personality seems to lie on the goalies. Like the goalies are the ones that are like not affected by the crushing machine of NHL PR. And I got to respect that. So I just, pour one out for Brzigalov. He's still
pour
alive.
out your diet
Still alive.
crush
You said
or
he's
whatever the
still
fuck
alive,
that
like, right
is.
after you said pour
It's
one
my
out.
bubbly. I'm drinking bubbly.
Okay.
Oh, you're drinking bubbly.
That's true about the Coyote. He was on the Coyotes too for a while when they had the streaky
Really?
Coyote logo.
We gotta find a way to wrap this up.
Actually, let's go to the.
Do we have a submission this week?
Yeah, the submission.
Yeah, let me pull it up. Okay, we got a submission today from a listener who would like to be addressed as Tay, Tay space TAY. Okay, and their song recommendation is "I'm Just Ken" by Ryan Gosling. Yes, we all saw the movie. It was a good movie.
It was a good movie.
The push cover was better.
The push cover is really good.
It was actually, yeah, it was really good. Okay,
I wanna
so
take you for groundhound.
so their question is, do you find you come faster when you have a full bladder? If you pee, can you last longer?
Here's the thing. You can delay urine and its forceful removal from your bladder by being erect. That is a method to prevent yourself from pissing your pants.
I don't think, I think this is not a man speaking because I don't think they understand how hard it is to pee when you're hard.
Well, obviously, it's Tay Tay, and it was someone who clearly recommended a Barbie movie. So,
Well,
but
if you need to piss and you come, then you're just gonna piss in them. I hate to break it to you. They're pissing.
you're gonna piss inside this poor woman. You're
gonna
fucking
piss inside someone.
yeah, like for me,
Is that what he's doing to you?
I don't think I would. I can't last longer like with like a full bladder because it's like I have to pee. Like I just like
Exactly.
that becomes uncomfortable.
I would much rather like do like a Spider-Man like up like at the toilet with an erection just to get it off before and then go back to having sex. I'm not gonna be like, oh, hold on, I'm gonna hold it for just long enough that I can pee afterwards. What the fuck does that mean?
Doesn't sound good at all.
And when I say doing a Spider-Man, I mean like maneuvering it so you can pee in the bowl with a hard on. I'm not talking about
real trick to last longer, gentlemen. Suddenly pull out and go down on her. She'll never suspect that you are about to come in 2 minutes if you start munching her box. Then once you resurface, it's round 2.
Yeah,
frankly,
that's fair. That's fair.
Or you can just be a man and learn how to go again.
Yeah, bring toys into the mix.
Shut the
Let's
fuck.
go fucking bring toys into the mix. There's one toy in the bedroom, and his name is Buzz Lightyear.
Yeah. And he vibrates. To infinity and beyond.
I can't have sex in front of animals.
Actually, that was a weird thing. You know what? This is a good tangent because I had a girlfriend who she had a one-eyed cat, and the cat would just stare at us from the top of the
With a
dresser.
good
I'm
eye.
like, can we put the cat into the hall? I was like, no, she's fine. She knows what's happening. She won't bother us. I'm like, that's not what my problem is.
Well,
Yeah,
it's
I don't
not
want the
about
cat to
you.
know. I don't want the cat because listen, cats judge you. All right, that's the thing. That cat's judging you. You know, like I have a thing of like, I don't want pets around. I dated someone who had was in like basically a studio, and she had a cat, and it was sort of like, God, can this fucking cat just like get under the couch or something? Like, where can we put it in a crate and then put it in the car or something? Like, please.
What do you do, especially if you're in the bed and they try to jump in there? Like you can't just like bat the fucking thing away because then you look like a huge asshole. And she's like, "Oh, get off! You killed my cat."
Oh no, that might be a good end. I don't know.
Yeah, and you're like,
I don't know. Okay. To answer the question more exactly, I don't think peeing has anything to do with coming or not being able to come. And anything, it's just an inconvenience. You should just, if you're gonna fuck a girl, pee.
You're clearly a woman. You intermingle the two, and you can't separate them. That's a product of your own biology, your inferior biology. But we won't hold it against you.
Jesus Christ, Harper.
oh, geez.
And in order to shatter the illusion of every porn watcher out there listening to us,
It's piss.
it's piss.
It's piss.
It's piss. Remember, it's always
there's
piss.
no,
The scientists tell you otherwise. They're fucking lying.
you know, you get that meme with the astronauts, like it's been piss the entire time.
Always has
Yes,
been.
it always has been.
Thank you. Yeah. We'll next time on
Is it piss?
on Seinfuck, we'll be talking about the plot of the porno. What are you doing, Stepladder?
No, next time on Seinfuck, we're gonna talk about the myth of the female orgasm.
Jesus Christ.
Cut it.
Jag äter förhudar, yum yum, smakfulla förhudar.